Hi everybody, and welcome to my slightly late attempt this week at BBO's weekly free instant tournament. As you can see, I'm still not home. My flight's been delayed, but we'll get on with it. So, instant tournaments, weekly free instant tournament. Yes, 8 boards, best hand, match points. So we've got a very flat 12 count. Just with the minor suits. There's something to be said for passing this at the robot. We know, this is a standard ACL, one-no trump opening. And for the robot, it's a one diamond opening probably. But in a best hand tournament, we know nobody's got more points than me. Somebody else could have 12, but they're pretty even around the table. And I've got the minor suits. The opponents have got the major suits. The real advantage of opening is that we know this and we can count the points with this extra bit of information that's not available in normal real bridge, just in these best hand tournaments. So it's tempting to open it, but I think I'm going to take a bit of a gamble and pass and see if it gets passed out and see if that gets us a good score. And it did 31%. So yeah, but the robot has this massive two-suiter. 4 spades is the contract, so therefore spades. Some people with 4 spades -1. So although I've only got 12 points, there's this massive distribution, and the robot doesn't open a week 2 in a major if it's got 4 cards in the other major, let alone if it's got 6 cards in the other major. So we've got a bit of catching up to do. We did better than the people who bid on and went down. But we got a flat 17 count, once again the minors, but we'll open 1-no trump. 2 hearts to transfer to spades. Did 2 spades. That's where we're going to play. Let's go to weak hand with 5 spades, or 6 spades, which is good news. Looks as though we're going to lose 2 hearts. Shouldn't lose any clubs. We should lose 1 diamond. And it's just a question of how many spades we lose. Of course, we may be likely to face it over. They play it switch to diamonds. I wonder if this is a singleton. How do I want to play spades? If there's no danger of a ruff, the best way to play spades is to come to the south hand, lead the queen, and it's covered by the king, you put the ace on, and then you just lose the jack. And if the queen loses to the king, you come back here and take another finesse, and then basically you only lose if both the king and jack are in the east hand. So that's the way you would play this, because you've got everything down to the 9. You missing the king and jack. The best line is to play twice from this hand. The alternative line is just to play a low spade from dummy towards the queen, and basically if this hand goes up to the king, you should be fine. You should be able to draw the other trumps, because we've got 8, so they've got 5. And if the king loses here, you have to come to here and then finesse for that to have the king and the jack. So that's slightly less good percentage-wise. But I'm worried about the danger of a diamond ruff in this hand. Let's see if it happens at trick 1. Oh, there's the ace. Another diamond probably. Yeah. I want to be in my hand really. All right. Did I? Yes, I did, as I said. so I can lead the queen of spades. Now that's the real problem, is that this diamond comes and gets roughed, and it doesn't. Okay, well, we're now going to come this hand with the club, and we're going to take, oh, and the king and jack were both offside, so we're just going to make 2 spades. So in this case, playing low towards the queen would have worked. Would have got us an extra trick. So this probably won't be a good score either. Oh, I'm playing the wall. 42%. 2 spades plus 1 is worth 92%. So there are the 2 ways of playing the spade suit. And I took this, what I think is a slightly better one, but it wasn't to work this time. So here we are. This 5-4 shape, we got the 15 points. I'm very often will open a 5-4, 2-2, 15-point hand, 1 no trump in the robot. But here we've got the aces and kings, no intermediate cards, no 1 jack, and no 10s and 9s. So this looks much more like a suit type hand. Queens, jacks, 10s and 9s would in general point to playing in no trumps, whereas ace and kings, this looks like a 1 spade opening to me. 1 no trump, forcing the trump, but then a preemptive 3 clubs. Well, I got to bid out my shape, although I'm trusting somewhat to the robot. Do have 15 points, so, and the robot goes straight to 5 diamonds, so it mustn't have a club stop. Well, we'll see. Unusual contract at match points to play in 5 of a minor. And, well, I think we need spades 3-3, which seems unlikely. In fact, that doesn't do me any good either, does it? I'm going to lose 2 clubs. I shouldn't have a spade loser. Hopefully I don't have a diamond loser. But I've got a heart loser, so I'm going to go 1 down here. Whereas 3 no trumps played from the north hand would have 4 diamonds, 3 spades, the ace of hearts, and the king of clubs. But the robot is not very good. So, not judging those things. King, ace, 4, queen. There's the switch coming. Well, try the 7 of spades and get the 9, queen. This hand almost certainly had 7 clubs. Need to draw trumps, but we got 8, so they've got 5. But they're much more likely to be 4-1 than usual. And this hand's likely to have 4, because this one has 7 clubs. But I feel I'll need to rough 1 spade. Hoping a lot. Oh, this hand had 4, so they got 7 clubs, 4 diamonds, and they had at least 1 spade. But that's all. Right, so I'm going to leave a spade from dummy, which they shouldn't rough because they'll just be roughing what would be a loser. And then I will rough 1. get it over roughed probably. They did rough, right, that's good. Now I can, you'll see that they played, right, there's their last trump. So now I can just be 2 off. Is there any chance of getting out from 1 off? Yes. What's this hand got left? They started with 2 clubs and 1 diamond. So they've got if I play another diamond. No, it's still not going to work. No. I can get out for 2 off. I can now rough this 8 of spades, which is a loser otherwise, because this hand only had 1 spade. We had 5, that's 2. So this hand had 5. Think about it. 5 and 2, 7. 1 is 8. So this hand had 5. But if you remember hand shapes like 5, 5, 3, 2, 5, 5, 2, 1, that always helps. So I'm going to settle for 2 off here. I'm going to get this rough, cash the ace of hearts, give up a heart. If I cash the king of diamonds, this hand can come down to 3 spades and 2 hearts. So it will still have the winners. Well, that's 50%. 3 trumps -1 played by North. I'm surprised that they went off. Presumably they led a heart to their partner and then got a club through. But 5 diamonds -3 a fair bit. So, right, we're still well behind after 3 boards. So 1 diamond by the robot, 3-card suit. We've got 12 points. The robot's got about 11, 12. Well, I like my club suit. It's very chunky. Lots of people say you need 6 clubs to overcall here, and they may be right. But I've got lots of intermediates as well. So I'm going to bid 2 clubs here. Don't know who's got 2 spades from West. So West got quite a few spades there, 5 plus spades. Close to an opening hand. My partner just got 3 plus clubs. I certainly don't want him bidding on any more. A double, it's the penalties. Yeah, they just got the points, they think. So pass. So this is, we've got 2 heart losers, 2 diamond losers, a spade loser. Let's try and get rid of some of these, but likely, and we could have a trump loser. We've got 8 clubs. They've got 5, so 3-2 and the jack will drop. But if they're 4-1, we may have a loser. Did either of them bid hearts? No. East opened a diamond, so they don't have 5 hearts. West bid spades. So West must have at least 2 hearts, and they have 5 plus spades and the points. So I'd really like to rough one of these diamonds in dummy. And if I appear to be going to do that, they may play trumps for me. I'm not sure whether to duck a heart. Because as I say, East can't. Oh, like if they had 6 diamonds, they might open one and 5 hearts, they might open 1 diamond. In that case, we're in a lot of trouble anyway. So I think I'm going to win the first heart, play a diamond, and try and tempt them to play trumps rather than going for their heart ruff. Interesting. I played the queen, so the jack should be in that hand. So perhaps hearts are 4-3. We might set up the 8 of hearts as a winner. Oh, well, there's the ace of spades. Let's hope that East isn't roughing the next round. Oh, well, they are playing clubs. Excellent. So throw. I'm going to play another diamond. Try and get a diamond ruff and discard a spade on the queen of spades. Not very likely that will discard a heart on the queen of spades. It's not very likely that's going to happen, but we'll give it a go. Oh, so right, so that we're not going to get the discard there, but can I? We see I can ruff the diamond. Will the king of spades stand up is the question. Well, this hand has 5 spades. West. So East, we had 6. So East could have 2, but this hand could have 6 spades. And then East would only have 1. They have only promised 5 plus spades. And they didn't make a 2-spade opening bid. So the odds are they do only have 5. Right. The whole of the play becomes easier if let's see. If the king of spades stands up. And it does. Right. So now I can ruff my 9 of diamonds. And try the queen of spades. It isn't going to work. They're going to ruff. Over ruff. They're going to draw their last trump. And play a heart. And we get out for 1 off, but that's 1 off is worth 92%. That's surprising. And everybody gets the 3 clubs and they're 2 off. Well, okay, so hopefully there were some useful lessons there in counting, in working out how to just get out for 1 off. but normally minus 200 at match points of a part score hand is a disaster. So anyway, right, we moved back up above 50% now. 21 points, balanced hand, the robot, that's 2 no trumps, 3 no trumps straight away. Okay, so we have 4 hearts, 2 spades is 6, ace, king, and diamonds is 8. So we're looking for our 9th trick. And the obvious place to look is diamonds, cashing the ace, king, crossing to dummy, and hopefully setting up some long diamonds. But an interesting question is going to arise if neither the queen nor 10 of diamonds appear under the ace, king. Obviously, if either of them appears, we could just cross the dummy with the queen of hearts and play diamonds, and we might lose 1 to the queen. But if neither the queen nor 10 appear, then if diamonds are 3-3, one of them will have the queen and one of them will have the 10, and we can just play a diamond, and then the other diamonds will be good, and we'll have the ace of spades to get back to dummy. But if the queen and 10 are in the same hand, they'll win 1, and now they won't be established. Even when I go to the ace, I have to play another 1 to establish the 5th diamond. So if neither the queen nor 10 of diamonds appear, an alternative line is, when I use the queen of hearts, is to play a club towards the queen and jack. And if that doesn't win, when in dummy with the ace of spades, we'll play another club towards the queen of jack. And we'll make a trick if East has either the ace or the king, which is a set, and i.e. so long as West doesn't have both the ace and king, and West will only have both the ace and king 25% of the time. But the other 25% of the time, East will have 2 of them, and 50% of the time, one of them will have 1 and one of them will have the other. So playing the 2 clubs to it towards the queen jack is a 75% chance. Whereas if neither the queen nor 10 of diamonds have appeared, playing a 3rd round of diamonds basically is going to succeed when the diamonds split. I've split 3-3, but fail when they split 4-2. Now, you probably know that the 3-3 split is only 36% and the 4-2 split is close to 50%. But when we've played the ace and king of diamonds and neither the queen nor 10 of diamonds have appeared, we're really back to almost a 50-50 situation now between 2-1, between the remaining cards being split 1-1 or 2-0. Because we've eliminated all the 6-0 and 5-1 breaks, and any of the 4-2 breaks where the 10 or the queen were in the doubleton. So having eliminated that, we're really in a situation where it's almost a 50-50 chance. But clearly 50-50 is not as good as 75%. So what we're going to do is come to hand, play the ace and king of diamonds. If the queen or 10 appears, we'll cross to dummy and play diamonds, because now we've got a 100% line. But if neither the queen nor 10 appear here, and this one's played high-low, so now we're going to not abandon diamonds, to go to the queen of hearts and play a club. And they won with the ace. Now, they would have won with the king if they could, the robot, I believe. They always do that. Lost to the ace of spades and lead them with the club. When we are. Let's see what they do. That's a sort of spade. That will, well, does no harm to finesse because we've got they can't cash two diamond tricks against us. If the queen and 10 are in the same hand, they can cash the queen of diamonds, but then the jack of diamonds will be good. Or if they're in separate hands, they could just make the one diamond trick. And we'll throw our losing club away. So let's try the 10. There's the queen of diamonds. And they didn't split 3-3. Here's the spade, my king. I can cash my jack of hearts. And my jack of clubs. For 9 tricks. And that was worth 96.4%. Lots of 3 no trumps -1. So it's important to recognize there, this really was a percentages thing. That looks, on the surface, that going after diamonds is best, but you only have the 2 entries to dummy. If we had 3 entries and enough stops in the other suits, we could have played ace king of diamonds and the queen 10 didn't appear, go to dummy, play a diamond, even if it lost to the 10, we go to dummy again, play another diamond, loses the queen, and the 5th diamond would have been good. But once the queen, neither the queen nor 10 appeared under the ace king, the odds of the diamonds being 3-3 was pretty much 50% by that time. But the chances of the ace, one of the ace or king of clubs being right was 75%. So we had to change our line and go for that. And that's worth a lot of match points, as you see. And this isn't too difficult to work out. As you get used to it, you can look at these percentages and work out what the best line is. Okay, let's move it up to 2nd or 3rd. So here we've got 15 points, 5-4, 2-2. And this time I have got intermediates and queens and jacks. So I am going to open it 1 no trump and see what happens. 3 no trumps. Right. We may find we missed the 4-3 heart fit, but we haven't. So we've got 3 spade tricks. Clubs are dodgy, diamonds are okay. So we got to set up a lot of tricks here. Hearts is an obvious place to go, and there's no point in leading the queen for a finesse unless we only want 1 extra heart trick. Because even if the king is on side, we're still missing the 9 and 10. So, and they may attack hearts, seeing as how short the dummy is and we haven't revealed them. Another possibility is to set up the club suit, because if we're playing the first 3 rounds, the 9 appears as well as the ace and king. We will set them up. And there are possibilities finessing in diamonds. In no trump contracts, it's very often good to play on suits where you don't create extra losers, particularly in 1 no trump. I know we're in 3 no trumps here, but playing on the suits where you don't create extra losers and where then the opponents play the other suits for you is quite often quite good. So I'm going to try that line here. and just see if we can set up some club tricks and let the opponents try something else. It's not clear how the spades are breaking. We do have 3 spade tricks. I'm planning to play the Queen of Clubs now. Probably getting another spade. Oh, club, thank you very much. And it's the 9. So that's good. We will be able to set up. We have to use some entries to dummy. But we were always going, I think, to play a heart to the ace. Now knock out the ace of clubs. I think I'm going to play a low diamond here. Here comes a heart. 9. So that means they don't have the 10. The 10 is on my left. They would have led the 10 from 10-9. Now come the spades. Right. So we've got 4 tricks so far. That Queen of Spades is 5. Now, remember the clubs? The 8 of clubs is the biggest club now. And we started with 7, and so we can cash our clubs now, because this will be the 4th round of clubs, and that 6 will be good. So that's 7. Our Jack of Hearts is good. Our Ace of Diamonds is good. But it does mean, so we've got to throw stuff away from my hand. We'll start with a diamond. Throw the 6 of hearts away. I'm not going to risk a diamond. Am I going to risk a diamond finesse now? No. And it lost. So this hand's actually keeping 2 hearts, I think. Or maybe it's got a spade. We'll see. Yeah, they kept the heart. But another 92, this is 92.9%. Once again, just being careful here, and lots of 3-no trumps going off. Because if you just play on your long suit, your heart suit that looks good, and your diamond suit that looks good, you create extra losers. So this is certainly something to think about when you're playing a no trump contract. And as I said, it applies especially to 1-no trump. Just play a suit which doesn't give up a trick, doesn't create new losers. Very often in 1-no trump, if you just win the opening lead and play back that suit to the opponents, they'll end up giving you another trick in another suit. So that's certainly a technique to bear in mind when you're playing in no trump contracts. Don't create extra losers. If you play a suit, then your opponent may play other suits to your advantage. So that's something to think about. Right, another big hand of 21 points. Is this big enough to force to game? Got no kings, but all the aces. Partner needs to have a fit, really, to one of our black suits. And the odds are against that. But if we open 1 spade, we'd be really worried that we get passed out when we've got a good contract on, but we're missing a lot of red cards, so somebody may call a red suit. And the partner can't respond to one spade. Then we probably can't make game. The other alternative is just to open it to no trumps, which 21 points, you see, and we've got stops in everything. And it does have the advantage of shutting them out, and the robot can stay them, etc. I think because there are so many red cards missing, it's very unlikely one spade's getting passed out. So I'm going to take a chance and open one spade. Two spades from partner. Right. I want to try. I'm going to bid 6 spades, I think. But I'm going just to look for 7 spades, possibly. So I'm going to use Roman keycard Blackwood. And they've got a key card, which is the King of Spades. The 5 key cards and the 4 aces and the King of Trumps. And I've got the 4 aces, so we know they don't have the Queen. So now, what I'm interested in is they got the King of Clubs. Then we've got great chance we very likely would make 7. So I'm going to bid here 5 no trumps. And they don't have the King of Clubs. They don't have any kings, because they could have bid clubs, hearts, or diamonds below that. So we're just playing in 6 spades. Right. So I think basic really looks like we're going for the cross ruff here. So I can make my 3 outside aces. And then if I can make all 9 of my spades separately, I will come to 12 tricks. That's the way to count up your cross ruff. It may be that we find the spades are set up. It may be that the King of Hearts is on side. But if I risk playing Ace of Hearts now and lead a heart towards the Queen, this hand goes up with the King, then they'll play a spade. Or if that loses to the King there, they'll play a spade, and I won't be able to make all 9 of my trumps separately. So I need to get 2 low ruffs in dummy. 8 doesn't look great, but we're going to ruff low. Oh, the King, right. So now the Queen of Clubs is good. So now I only need to ruff those 2 clubs. And I can, if I need to, ruff them high in dummy. And now, because I don't need to make all the trumps separately, I'm not so, I can take the chance that the King of Hearts is on side, and I only need 1 ruff in dummy. So I'm going to do that now. I'm not worried about them playing a trump, because I'll just win that in my hand. And still be able to ruff twice in dummy. It's low. I'll leave the 10 of clubs. They may put the jack on. Right, so that's even better. Rough that high. And now draw the trumps, even if they were 4-1. And those two are good. 1430, 96.4 again. But really, I think lots of people stopping in 4 spades, people going off in 6 spades. But I think once again, it's something that you should bid, and once partner raises 1 spade to 2 spades. But it is harder if you probably to get there if you open 2 clubs or if you open 2 no trumps. So that worked well. Last board, we're in first place now. Well, so 17 points, 5, 3, 3, 2. This is a 1 no trump in the robot system. 2 diamonds, it's a transfer to hearts. 3 diamonds now is game forcing. 4 plus diamonds, 5 plus hearts. 10 to 12 total points, but they are a passed hand. So we're not looking at a slam here. And the only decision to make is, are we going to play in 4 hearts or are we going to play in 3 no trumps? Our spade suit is so weak, we're not likely to set it up. We've got the ace, queen of diamonds to help set up partner's diamonds. Just seems likely there may be an extra trick in heart, so it may be safer. So I'm going to bid 4 hearts here. I'm sure that's with the field as well. Oh, well, it's nice not lead the ace of spades. Thank you very much. Jack of clubs. That's nice. Right. So what we're going to do with that, why have they led the ace of spades? The robot quite likes leading unsupported aces. Was it a singleton? There's one possibility is play the ace of clubs, throw a spade from dummy, king of spades, rough a spade, and they might all be good. I don't think I want to rough the losing spades. Was it a singleton ace that they led? The robot more often leads unsupported aces than one should be the case. Let's try and see what we can do to establish spades. Draw 1 round of trumps. They did have a singleton up there, but they're a bit stuffed now. Whether they led was going to give a trick away. Well, they've roughed once, so, but they probably only had the 2 trumps. So I think because they played the jack and the 10, so I don't think they've got any more trumps. So I think that I can rough this spade safely in dummy. But the spades, remember, We had 5, dummy had 2, they had 1. No, dummy had 3, so 5, 3, 1. East had 4, but we've played 3 rounds now, so we can draw another trump. It's not a rough, spade low. The 9 of spades is now good. There's still a trump out though, so I think we've just got to settle for 10 tricks. Drawing that trump, playing the 10 of diamonds, thinking I'll stick the jack on. No, so you take the ace. Drop the king. And that got us 60% for that one. Yeah, that was enough to keep us in the lead. With 70%, fairly well clear from those people behind us. Let's see what happened. Well, quite see what happened at other tables, but we will have a look in a minute. So I think the lesson to that was the first hand I tried, something that was robot bridge, best hand stuff, didn't come off. But after that, progressively, we saw lots and lots of counting and how that helped us. Most of the time, we got these 90% were all just by getting a trick more. And the 2 spades, if I got a trick more, that would have been 92%. So at pairs, making the extra over trick is crucial. So that's something to look out for. Still can't see what people did at the other tables. Never mind. I hope you found that interesting. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, because that will make the YouTube algorithm present these videos to more bridge players. We'll get more people watching them. So please do that for me, and we'll see you next week.